Hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 56 of Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Last time, we determined that John was kidnapped in a garbage truck. He was taken to a dump in your Sunshine Coliseum, and we're basically trying to prove that the connection between Patricia Rowland and Blaze in court, while Kate basically searches for John with Gumshoe, and I am still out of it.
What a horrible thing to say! I'm not destroying the truth or anything like that, you know? I'm creating it! If a not guilty verdict is handed down, then that becomes the truth. That's all it is, you see?
It's useless. There's nothing we can do unless the missing evidence turns up.
Now then, Courtney, why don't you deliver a not guilty verdict and let's get this over with? After all, that evidence isn't gonna show up anytime soon, you know?
Yes, Sebastian's epic entrance. Who raised objection just now?
Oh God, no!
But Pops!
Sebastian? Why'd you come back here now of all times? Did you sense that my ire was raised? Did you sense that I just did not want to be irritated?
Sebastian, what is the meaning of this? Just where were you and what have you been doing since you abandoned your own trial? I'm sorry, I was, Such an act is unbecoming of a prosecutor. You should be ashamed. I will! That is shotgun! And then Sebastian pulls out his loaded shotgun and starts firing rounds. Stop yelling at me! Boom! Fires around Franziska. Fires a slug at Franziska, sends her flying right in the wall. That's not telling me what to do, Justine! Fires around Justine. And this is for locking me in the closet last Thanksgiving, Pops! This is for the tutu you made me wear on Christmas!
Sebastian, you still don't get, you know? This school is no place for a sniveling child such as yourself.
Pops! I'm gonna kick you in the balls, Pops! I've come to present new evidence, Your Honor! Yes, Sebastian gets a new theme. Yes, he gets his triumphant theme music. So please, let me take my place back at the prosecutor's bench! Sebastian, I didn't think he would come back.
What's all this now, Sebastian? What the hell's with this music? Trying to sound all big? You think you're hot crap, Sebastian? Well, newsflash, you know, you're hot, you're cold diarrhea in a Dixie cup. You don't seem like your normal self.
Pops!
Come now, what's the matter? You want Daddy to play with you? Because I'll play with you. You see, I'm in the mood to play some sports with you, Sebastian.
Yes, I could just imagine Blaze the equivalent of playtime with Sebastian. He plays all the classic sports with Sebastian, except they're all violent, really sadistic versions of them, such as dodgeball. But basically, it's just instead of rubber balls, it's rocks. Just big rocks that Blaze has in a pile in his backyard that he throws at Sebastian's head. Or football, in which there's no ball. It's just how many times Blaze can tackle Sebastian to the ground in 4 minutes.
Is that it? Well then, why don't we just head on back home?
Return to the witness stand!
I don't have to do what you say. I created you. I'll destroy you, you little bee.
And then Sebastian just gets slapped in the back of the head.
Learn your place, bee. What's wrong? You're shaking like a leaf.
Your Honor, the prosecutor officially in charge of this case has arrived with new evidence. The trial is still in session. In light of this, sure we continue with the proceedings? Naturally, the defense has no objections, Your Honor. I'm sure the defense attorney originally charged would say the same. The prosecution has no objections either, Your Honor.
Continue with the proceedings? That won't be necessary. Isn't that right, Courtney?
Blaze still believes that he was the one who kidnapped John. As long as John still hasn't been found, Judge Courtney will remain bound by Blaze, and nothing else will change that. That sound is... Her cell phone.
You know, that's a crap ringtone. You see, mine is so much better. It's that obviously tiny theme from The Omen by 8-bit.
My phone as well.
And Uncle Ray's phone is also.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Mr. Shields!
Okay, you want to have phone hugs?
We found John, sorry!
We rescued John! Excellent work, Detective. That kid was the most important piece of it.
That kid was the most important piece of evidence, right? Way to go, Kay!
I wanted to spread the word quickly, so I had everyone call.
And now I'm going to use him for ransom!
Come shoot using John's ransom. I can imagine that.
Judge Courtney, it's for you. Yes, I see. I'm so glad you're safe. Make sure you properly thank everyone, okay? Be careful and come home safe.
Let's resume the proceedings, and you are empty. You are empty.
Now that I may once again swing my gavel to my heart's content.
Ha! You're kidding, right? This is just a sad joke, you know.
Witness, this is no joke. Please return to the stand. Prosecutor Debeste as well. Promptly return to your seat at the prosecutor's bench. Yes, Your Honor. Sebastian Debeste. Yes, Miss Von Karma. I leave the rest to you. Huh? Going up against your own father, it won't be easy. I shall observe how things pan out from the gallery as I heckle Miles Edgeworth. Now then, allow me to ask once more, is the prosecution ready? Prosecutor Debeste, what is this new evidence you wish to present? The missing knife and chisel, Your Honor!
You mean they finally been found?
Prosecutor Debeste, is this true? The knife and chisel? I wasn't able to find them! I searched and searched, I really did, but it was already too late! Too late?
What do you mean?
I remembered! This morning, when I passed by Pops in the garage at home, he was holding something wrapped in a newspaper. Pops, where are you going?
Oh, Sebastian! Just taking out some trash! Disposing some evidence! I'll skim the truth a bit!
At that moment I heard the bang sound of a bell!
Could that sound have been by any chance?
The bell attached to Jogan's chisel? In other words, you're saying that the witness threw away the evidence?
You little effing snitch! Just wait until we get home, Sebastian! I'm gonna kick your ass so hard! I'm pushing you down the stairs! Again! And this time you're gonna go into the hospital! You're just gonna lay at the bottom of the stairs! I don't care how much you cry! I'll just put some, I'll just put some tape over your mouth when you start crying over a wheel!
I searched for it, but I didn't make it in time! I'm sorry!
Where exactly did you search for it?
The garbage dump!
I.e. the place where you belong, Sebastian!
I went to the garbage dump and searched everywhere! It was really dirty! I thought the evidence Pop threw away had to be there! Isn't that Sebastian? What are you doing here? Whoa! He ignored us! So at that time, he had gone to the garbage dump. Yes, he went to the 5 million other dumps. He went to the space dump, and the earth dump, and the water dump, the ice dump, the trash character dump. But this was all I could find. It smells rather peculiar. Sebastian, did you go through a toilet again?
Now that you mention it, there's kind of a funky smell coming from you as well.
What do you expect? I'm sticking through garbage! And what of the knife? I think it's buried somewhere in that giant man of trash! But I couldn't find it by myself!
I understand. I shall accept this into evidence. I love just how Justine's just trying to make Sebastian feel better. Like, you did your best, Sebastian. Here's a gold star. Here's your participation ribbon.
Well done, Sebastian. Way to keep up your streak. You never betrayed my expectations, you know. You searched so desperately through the garbage, and that's all you have to show for it? Aw, what a tearjerker. I'm tearing up already.
It's a bit too early for tears, don't you think? We haven't examined the evidence properly yet.
I think it's just a pointless waste of time, you know.
I'm counting on you, Sebastian. Miles, show him the truth can be exposed in court and take him down.
Mr. Shields, it's back us up here. Now all we need is a breakthrough. Prosecutor Debeste, let's take a closer look at the evidence. Right! Let's have a look inside. It'd be great if we could find some useful proof. This is... Okay, good. For a second I thought it was a recording. This is the bell that was attached to Logan's chisel. Are there any traces left behind on it? It's so good! There's not even a single smudge on it! What did you find, Prosecutor Debeste?
Did you find anything? Is a piece of crap like you?
Darn it!
Of course you'd find nothing. Something like that can't be called evidence, you know? All it is trash. It may be sad, but it's true. You see?
Were Sebastian's efforts all for naught? Indeed, this bell does not seem to be valid evidence. However... Mr. Edgeworth, are you really giving up?
Calm as ever, Edgeworth. Quiet like Sebastian here. You actually have dignity.
Well then, is the prosecution finished with its argument? Justine, not yet! We're not through yet! There's still something we haven't examined!
You're still not giving up? Struggling man's not cute at all, you know, though you were never cute, you know.
It seems Sebastian hasn't given up yet either. I was just thinking the same thing. The last item remaining, is it trash or is it evidence? If we don't examine it, we'll never find out. The item I'm thinking of?
It's the newspaper, but I want to say... The knife. I was saying the knife.
The knife is the last piece of evidence we need. What are you talking about, Mr. Edgeworth? Didn't I tell you I didn't find the knife? Do you enjoy torturing me like this? Are you like Pops? That's not what I...
Struggling man's... Can't you see your friend suffering there?
That last piece of evidence.
Boom, boom. The bell.
This bell itself is the final piece of evidence. What are you talking about, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought we couldn't find anything on the bell.
But, that's right. Struggling man's not good, you know. Can't you see there's nothing at all?
Last piece of evidence, yes. I want to just go through it all. I know it's the newspaper. I knew it was the newspaper.
We're still not done examining the newspaper that the bell was wrapped in. It seems that Sebastian has the same idea as I do.
Wow, that's just wonderful, you know. So wonderful. It's to cry for. Is it desperation or simply reckless abandonment, or in Sebastian's case, sheer stupidity? Are you really going to pin all your hopes on a worthless scrap of newspaper?
We won't know for sure whether or not it's worthless until we examine it, will we? Sebastian, let's examine it post-haste.
Yes, as you can see, Blaze's gloves. Because Blaze couldn't just use normal gloves. He had to use these death gloves.
Is this a handprint? There's something greasy on here too. Is it oil? Judge Courtney, we'd like to request a fingerprint analysis on this paper. Could you please summon someone from forensics?
Your request is accepted. Contact the lab at once. Reporting! These are definitely fingerprints. However, it is from a glove.
What?
How many fingerprints have A's, Sebastian? Didn't I tell you? It's nothing but worthless scrap of paper. Just think about it, you know, when handling important evidence. What kind of idiot wouldn't use gloves? I'm looking at you, Sebastian. Oh, wait, wouldn't that be you? The idiot who doesn't know when to give up? The idiot who doesn't stop thinking that I love him?
That's pretty harsh talking to your son like that.
What's wrong with calling an idiot an idiot? If you want to be the best, you have to be heartless. You have to be willing to kill as many people as you can. Hell, one time I ran through a carnival supporting orphans. A charity event for orphans. I ran through that carnival in a big-ass U-Haul truck and just took them all down because they were blocking my parking spot in front of the prosecutor's office. I have no compassion for worthless individuals. I am my own son.
Pops,
You know, you've always called yourself a genius prosecutor, haven't you? Didn't I explain this to you this morning, why you were a genius up until now? That's right, it's all because of me, because of my authority! You are always being protected by people like Courtney. And partially me! Except that time I ran over your foot in the driveway. Well, that time I gave you that alarm clock for Christmas. Now get that thing in your face or you're out of my sight.
stinking!
Yes, it smells like you. It's ugly like you. You know, now I think about it, that scent might be to suit you perfectly. Just keep it away from my nose or my eyes will start watering.
Wrong! You're wrong, Pops!
Sebastian, what are you talking about?
You're the one who stinks, Pops! It's you, not me!
Wow, Sebastian, wow! You did I know what you are, but what am I, crack? You finally learned after 17 years. What?
You haven't noticed, have you? You smell, Pops! You smell so much that you can't even hide it! Mr. Edgeworth, try smelling the hammer on this paper!
The smell. It smells like oil.
I know something that smells just like it!
Come to think of it, back then. It smells like motor oil. Maintaining that motorcycle must be Blaze's hobby.
That's right! That smell proves it! It proves that the caller who hid the evidence was... It's no good! I guess I can't become the best after all! I'm too soft! I can never be so heartless! I'm just gonna bring down my father with my own hand!
Prosecutor Debeste. Summon your courage! Become a different prosecutor from your father. Wasn't that what you decided? We are prosecutors, and as prosecutors, we stand in the courtroom. In that case, isn't it our duty to shed light on the truth? Exposing crimes and bringing criminals to justice, even if the criminal is your own father. That is your duty as a prosecutor. Didn't I promise you that if you have the courage to stand up, I will show you the way? I'll be like the Lion King, and if you cannot do it alone, then we shall do it together.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Allow me to present the evidence that connects his handprint with my father! The Grand Tower, because that's where he goes to work! Doesn't this piece of evidence kind of resemble the handprint on the newspaper? I love it just Blaze, he has no reaction, like...
You knew it was coming.
It seems he has nothing to say.
Yup, I have nothing to say, because they don't look anything alike at all.
It seems like that wasn't it!
That's just like you, Sebastian. You know, about the evidence, can you really say that has anything in connection to me at all?
Indeed, it would be meaningless if it was just this shape would say.
Let's take another look at the evidence we have!
Prosecutor Debeste, fulfill your duties as a prosecutor. And if you cannot do it alone, then we shall do it together.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth! Yes, Sebastian. Yes, we have to present the gloves. Yeah, though Sebastian presenting the evidence and Edgeworth objected.
The smell of motor oil, the kind used for maintaining motorcycles.
Both myself and Mr. Edgeworth have smelled this exact same smell before!
Blaze Debeste, it was in your garage.
What the frick were you doing in my garage? Touching my stuff? Touching my crap? Only I can touch my crap. Do I go to your house and touch your crap, Edgeworth? No, because I have dignity, you see.
And wouldn't you say these fingerprints have a rather peculiar shape? The 5 letters that spell out death. It's exactly the same as your gloves.
You can buy gloves like that from anywhere. It doesn't prove a thing.
Is that really the case?
That's not the only thing that these two pieces of evidence have in common.
The fingerprints on the newspaper that was used by up at the bell. And Blaze some mechanic gloves. Basically, there are two things you can do. You can either use the A, or you can use the dirt. I'm gonna go with the A, because I like the A. If you examine the imprint left by the letter A, you'll see it's unmistakably from this glove.
What?
And that's not all. There's one more item we must take note of, namely these dirt stains. I suggest we do a comparative analysis of the dirt stains from the newspaper and the gloves. If the contents match up, then it will prove to be decisive evidence. Bailiff, please have these dirt samples sent to forensics for analysis immediately.
Ah! Edgeworth! Sebastian! You lowly prosecutors! You have any idea who I am? I'm Boys the Best! I can kick your ass! I'll kick your ass! I kicked your ass when you were 5, Sebastian! I'll kick it now! Hell, I kicked it last week, remember?
Yes, Pops, I remember. I interrupted you during wheel. Pops, you can't run away anymore. It's been proven in court that you concealed the evidence. And that you tried to cover it up for the defendant.
You're saying that I'm guilty? That I'll be sent to prison? Me, Blaze the Best? You know what they'll do to me in prison? I'm beautiful, Sebastian, I'm like you.
But then again, knowing Blaze, I wouldn't be surprised if Blaze just immediately started destroying people in prison.
A couple snot-nosed punks are gonna make me disappear? There must be some kind of mistake!
Be a man and admit your crimes!
Be a man and stop sleeping with a nightlight and a teddy bear and rubber sheets!
I can't help it if I have bladder problems, Pops!
Do you really think you can survive if I'm not around? You can barely survive when I leave the house for 5 minutes! You tried to wash yourself with a toaster, Sebastian! You thought you could fuse yourself with the toaster in the bathtub!
I'll be fine now! I thought I wanted to become the best prosecutor so I could get your approval, Pops. But when I was kidnapped by your men and stuck in that dark room, I started thinking, I am truly powerless. I despaired and even averted my eyes from the truth, but at that moment, Mr. Edgeworth stepped in and showed me the way. And now I am no longer just a child without your approval. I become culpable. I can fight everything on my own now.
What? My men kidnapped you? Why were you? Damn it, Sebastian! You've ruined my life again!
Pops, I shall show you the truth you never knew through this trial.
Sebastian, how dare you speak to me like that? You should have just stayed as an idiot, son!
You may hate me to the very end, Pops, but I've always looked up to you. Thank you for everything up until now. And goodbye. That feels like when Goku was firing the spirit bomb at Kid Buu.
You, since when did you? All you've ever been able to do is Sebastian!
And that is the end of that. It's been established that the evidence was concealed by Blaze Debeste himself. A judgment regarding his concealment of evidence shall be delivered as a separate trial. The missing chisel and knife still have yet to be found. However, once the search of the waste disposal site is underway, they will surely be discovered. The knife will be found? What will happen to me if it's found?
Heh, no need to worry. You'll simply receive the punishment you deserve for your crime.
Punishment? For me? Blaze! What in the world are you doing? You! After all your boasting about being able to create your own truths and not guilty verdicts, that's why I contacted you immediately after the prison incident in the first place. And to make matters worse, you even kidnapped the wrong kid. I can't believe this.
Hey, don't blame me! Blame the moron! Blame Sebastian! If he wasn't going around, running around in the streets, my guys wouldn't have taken him!
You really are. You're completely useless!
Don't you call me Sebastian B!
And then Blaze just walks up to Roll and just punches her.
That was certainly a violent outburst, but you heard her, Prosecutor Debeste.
Yeah, she got busted out punching him more stuff, right?
Indeed, that's correct. He still doesn't seem very sure of himself.
Very well, and with that, this court is adjourned. And then Lang comes in. What? Huh? Who are you? Judge Courtney, it's still too early for a happy ending. Lang Z says the end of the trial is not always the end of the case. Who's Lang Z? And then Lang just walks up to Sebastian, backhands him. Don't you insult Lang Z! Everyone knows who Lang Z is. And who might you be? The name's Shilong Lang. I'm just a humble lone investigator. Do you have some objection with this trial? Ha! Not a chance! The defendant there has a heart as black as a moonless night. And then just all of a sudden... Godot, he breaks out of jail. You see him in his prison uniform, just with his mug of coffee, just smacks Lang upside the head. That is for stealing my phrase. That is my phrase, you asshole! I am the one who talks about moonless nights. I am dark and bitter like the moonless night. You cannot challenge me. Lang, don't tell me you're the one from 12 years ago. You got it. Ain't this nice? Now you're finally going to prison where you belong. Thought you could escape Lang Z, could ya? Well, newsflash, lady, no one escapes Lang Z. 12 years is a long time coming for a suspended sentence, don't you agree? Anyways, we'll answer that question next time. I really appreciate that you second one. You're great viewer. Go back to the next one. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do as you want. With that, I'll see you later. Bye.